Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with a very special episode prompted by a lot of great news in the fighting game community and specifically in KOF. We got new trailers, we got Gimme making polls, and we got Neo Dojo announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great time to be a KOF fan. And today, to talk to me to discuss these things that are so important to us, I have the rest of the Goons, Hellpockets, and Manchest. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right, I think it's the first time in a while we've all been together for a podcast since Final Fantasy VII Remake, so...
And it's always special.
It is. Special occasion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Neo Dojo special.
Ooh, I've got 4 beers ready for that.
Oh, boy. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty, folks. There's been a lot of news in FGC universe, and specifically for KOF. And how many trailers are we down at this point?
I believe 5.
5.
Yeah, 5. Because we got all of Team China. And then we have Team Iori, which apparently includes Joe?
That
I've got
is
thoughts about that.
The discussion on Twitter, and I feel like people are fanning the flames to that ironically.
Like, they don't mean to. Like, I see some people trying to explain why that team may work, why that teaming may work, and it's painful, man. I'm like, dude, no. It's not. They're just throwing shit at the dartboard. Not that that's bad, but I just don't believe it's real. Okay, I'm still in denial. Like, I have never seen Joe on any other team other than Fatal Fury, so this is a hard lesson for me.
Well, let's break down the timeline that happened. Right, that's kind of just thrown us for a loop with this last release of trailer with Joe. So initially they showed Shunei, right? Shunei, the protagonist of KOF 15. Okay. Started somewhere, and then they showed Main-kun, right? Main-kun was next.
Yeah.
And then Benny, which was a big surprise to us, was it not?
That was a big surprise, and I think that was where people started first thinking that maybe they were just going to show us random characters, but then they ended up being part of a team.
But I actually told you at the end of the trailer that this is the hero team.
Mm-hmm.
So
but then people started assuming that, they're just going to shuffle everybody.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's definitely a fair assumption, given like that's the first. The tagline is "Shatter the Expectations." They were talking about how in the conceptual art video that they made maybe about 2 months ago, 2-3 months ago, about how that there were some shuffling occurring in the rosters. At least they hinted at that. I think it was Ogura who mentioned that.
Oh, shatter your expectations?
Yeah. Basically, they were just saying, get ready for some strange picks, some odd picks on the squads. So we all assumed, like, okay, this is how they're going to structure these releases. They're going to release 3 characters and then announce their team name at the 3rd character's release.
So we thought.
The
release of Benny set that precedent for us to think that way, right? It's like, of course, the next reveal is going to be another team, right? And then they threw a screw into that by showing us the Iori trailer, which in my opinion has been the hypest trailer that they've put out so far.
Yeah. He looks significantly better than he did in 14. Model, like the animations look identical when you compare them side by side.
Yeah.
But the model itself it looks better. The face, he's a very handsome young boy.
That man looks like Iori is the best compliment I can give to that model, because in 14 I just didn't recognize him.
Didn't believe it, huh? You're like, who is this imposter?
It's like halfway between realistic to like anime fusion that I don't know. It looked like somebody cosplaying Iori. Now this model looks like Iori. It looks like his artwork. It looks like his former iterations of how you think a 3D model would look like once translated from the art.
Right.
And I think everybody was pretty happy with that one, man.
Well, you mentioned it yesterday on the breakdown video how like not only were people happy with it, but it got like a lot of attention, like probably more attention than KOF has gotten in years because it was getting promoted from like non-gaming outlets. We saw Crunchyroll throwing some love towards the Iori trailer, which up until now, I don't think Crunchyroll has even acknowledged that King of Fighters even exists.
It crossed my timeline, and I don't know if somebody retweeted it or what, because I don't think I follow the Crunchyroll account. But yeah, that was interesting. I saw that and I was like, is this a partnership SNK had that Crunchyroll would do this? Or did they just feel like, hey, this is pretty anime, it looks super cool, let's retweet this?
I mean, it's entirely possible they just did that because it's probably no skin off their back. But then again, I think Crunchyroll is owned by Sony now. So maybe there's like, hey, throw some love at these guys we threw some money at about 4 or 5 years ago. We owe it to them. It's a pretty good trailer, man. Give them some props.
Conspiracy theories. Ooh. The rabbit hole is deep.
Indeed. We're not here for that, right? We're here to talk about how cool these trailers are.
And how cool Yori's jacket is.
That is a really nice jacket, especially the lining. Oh.
The embroidery in the back?
Dude.
It looks so good.
Whoever modeled that definitely needs to be on the squad permanently.
Yeah, it definitely shows off the higher fidelity of the game, because you get to see the textures really pop out and shine in this game, which you kind of notice in the one of the models that I really noticed it, or at least two, was Shune's jacket, right? Yeah. And then Kyo's jacket. That look really nice. They're really selling the textures really well, and it's something that I'm kind of not used to seeing. Like
at least not from KOF, right?
Oh, especially not KOF. But even then, like other games, I just don't really see textures like that. So I mean, you got to give them a nod where they deserve it, and it looked really good. Especially,
I just want to talk about how nice the physics on cloth look.
Yes,
when it's in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way Shune's jacket looks when he's moving around, like, oh, thank God, dude. Like, I can't wait to see Kim's pants.
One of the things I was hoping for is that the clothing physics from Sam's show made it to this. Mm-hmm. It seems like it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Kim's pants. Because man, I don't think he was actually wearing pants. I think he was just wearing like cement.
He put Gorilla Glue in his pants. That's what happened.
He went to Dairy Queen and they flipped his ice cream upside down and it turned out to be his pants.
That's just his legs. He just painted the pants on him. He's going like no pants, dude.
Yeah, the ice cream machine is not broken at McDonald's for Kim ever. But yeah, I agree, man. That is something I was really excited about with Sam Show. And I know you and I, Gibby, were losing it over the first time we got to see those physics in Sam Show. And we're pretty excited about that. And it's nice to see that it's getting represented here in KOF 15.
I'm just happy to see it. Like, Shune catches a lot of flack because how he's dressed. But I'm like, dude, thank God he's dressed like that, because it's like the perfect way to show that little aspect off. You wouldn't get that with any other character, I believe, unless you change the way they look. That jacket's just constantly flowing. It's like a cape.
There needs to be so many more cape characters.
Mm-hmm.
Grant. I'm getting Grant, baby. Is that what you're
K49?
K49? There's
dude, just give like Andy a scarf.
He already does have one.
Yeah, he has a scarf.
A sash.
Well, not recently.
He has a sash.
Give him like a freaking Strider scarf or something.
Well,
or
so many characters.
Holtzuma.
Mion has a scarf. Or
Mion does have a scarf.
Cape.
Oh, well, I'll be excited to see if she's added into the game, because they get to show that off of there.
I mean, it's interesting to think about who could actually be in the game, because so far you mentioned earlier, Gibby, that these models, they're basically 14 models, but they've been upgraded. They've been, beefed up, literally. A lot of these models that I've seen so far are definitely beefier than their 14 versions. So it's entirely possible that Mien gets in there and she's beefed up with a beefier cowl,
So to segue into that topic that you just brought up and talk about like the types of characters that we expect to be in the game, let's go back to what we're talking about the release of Iori, right? The trailer. they decided to show us, to my surprise and a lot of other people's surprises, Joe Higashi after the Iori reveal, right? That was really out of left field. I did not expect them to drop that trailer, right?
Big swerve.
And not to say that it was underwhelming or anything like that. It just was like, oh, okay, Joe's in the game. Cool. Kind of a lot of people probably expected him to be in the game. But that just threw everything for a loop. And now how can we predict anything that's going to happen? And now we got people making theories that somehow he's on Iori's team.
Yeah, I'm just here to shut that down immediately. It's not happening. I'm almost 100% guaranteeing you guys that what's happening here is SNK is seeing what's happening on social media, and they're like, "Oh, you think you figured us out, huh? You think you know us? Give him the Fatal Fury team, guys.
Give him a forward B reset. That wait,
it's not even a reset. It's a knockdown now in the air." And it puts
Cancel.
you in juggle state.
Yeah, juggle state. There you go.
It puts you in juggle state. And I know I must come off as like a huge Joe nerd for getting crazy about that. And I'm fine with that. That's totally cool with that. But I think that's awesome. And I'll completely be excited by that for the rest of the promotion. You know, like I'm literally just waiting for K115 so I can test that out.
I'm excited about the implications of that. You know, like what that implies for the rest of the game and how juggles work, or if we're going to see more stuff like that. Like, I honestly feel like we're at the tip of the iceberg. I mean, they haven't really shown us a lot of gameplay other than very basic combos, right?
Right.
And some activations here and there that kind of tell the story as to how this game's going to turn out. But yeah, dude, I really do believe that we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg, because so far you would assume it is KOF 14 tweaked, not even like update. It's like just tweaked 14, you know, literally a 14 tweak. And I don't believe that's what we're going to see. I definitely think there is, they're going to take us in a different direction, at least further than what we've seen so far.
Well, we haven't even seen like the crux of the gameplay yet when you think about it, right? Like, I don't think anyone's seen what that glowing max mode looking thing is as far as how it works mechanically.
Yeah.
You know, people are assuming it's just 14 max mode right now from what I'm seeing in a lot of videos and Twitter, which, I mean, seeing how the game plays, probably, but it could just be like 98 max mode, right? Where
possible.
You power up and you just do more damage.
I mean, we have gotten a hint as to what it might do with the Benny Maru trailer, because we literally saw the guy dump 6 bars.
It's a lot of bars.
That's a lot of bars, and that's never been able to be done in any KOF before, to do super, level 2 super, level 3 super in one combo.
And so that's 6 meters?
That's technically 6 meters. So whatever that mode is, it's potent.
What's the 6th bar getting used?
Level 1 would be the 1 bar, right? Level, like if it worked like 14.
Okay.
Level 2 would be 2 bars, obviously, and then level 3, the climax is 3 bars. So that's 6 meters altogether.
Well, if you're going by 14, though, I don't think it worked that way.
Well,
I think it was 2 meters.
If you're going by 14, you basically leave max mode once you use a super anyway. So it's not like the only thing that technically gets a discount is the level 2 and the level 3, but you still spend a bar to get into max mode.
I don't know, bro. This sounds like conspiracy theories to me. Where are the facts?
It's on the video. It's on the video, though.
Where's the counter? Show me the counter on the bottom,
The facts
dude.
literally are, we got Benny Maru doing level 1, level 2, and level 3 in one combo. That's undeniable.
Just because it's a level 3 doesn't mean it's going to cost you 3 meters.
All right, fine. You're
I'm
right.
trying to get that off. I'm trying to get that off right now. I'm admitting I'm trying to get that weird logic off.
We're trying to establish a pattern of behavior here, but at the same time, there's no rule saying that any of those supers cost full bar.
Hey, listen, if people could still drop trip guard, I can definitely say a level 3 does not cost 3 meters. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's only a level 3 in name only.
Let me get my shit off, bro. Come on. Anyways, it's still, in my opinion, speculation, though I do get the logic where you're getting that from. I'm not going to go that deep to say that it's 6 meters or whatever meters it is until I see it in the UI, in the HUD. So that's also weird why we haven't gotten that. I'm a little confused as to why, I guess for cinematic purposes, but I mean, that'd be a lot more to chew, right? Like more meat on the bone if they gave us that. And I don't see why they
if we could
didn't.
see what it looked like. Yeah. I mean, even if it just is like a reskinned KOF 14 HUD, at least then we know what we're looking at when we're playing the game, right?
Or maybe they're just trying to avoid getting bashed like Arxis is with Guilty Gear in their UI. Who knows, man? I mean, we all learn from each other's mistakes, and they're probably like, I think we're good. I mean, you're probably right. Well, hey. Listen. To bring that up, do we learn from each other's mistakes? I do believe so. And you know why? Because another very hot topic regarding KOF 15 is the fact that we don't know if it is going to implement rollback or not. There is a lot of assumptions that it is. But until we see that confirmation, we are on the edge of our seats.
Yeah. And that's not a good place to be as a consumer. When I don't care how much goodwill SNK has built up with KOF and Samurai Showdown, not knowing whether or not it has rollback is kind of overshadowing what we're seeing right now. Because it's always going to be it's going to be great for the first day we see a character, right? But then inevitably the Thursday comes and people are just like, "We seen that rollback yet?" It's
the elephant in the room, man.
It is. Mm-hmm. And Gibby, you made a poll earlier today asking, would you buy the game if it doesn't have rollback at launch?
Yeah, I was talking to some people, and they were mixed on whether or not they would buy it if it did not have rollback. I'm under the impression that most people would not buy it or support it. I'm sure some would just reluctantly purchase it because they want to play it, but they're going to trash the game still, which is also fine. But yeah, I made it just to, kind of prove a point to the people I was talking to. Like, hey, I'm pretty sure most people will not buy it. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We'll see what the poll ends. It's very heavily in favor of people not purchasing it right now.
What are the numbers right now, as of this moment?
Right now, it is...
Right now.
We are at 2,800 votes. 73% no. 27% will still buy it.
So it's time to pander to that 27%.
Dude, don't even joke.
It's like, so this is when you start asking those questions in the boardroom. So 27%. What exactly is that number? How many people is that?
If we charge $120 for the game, that's still a lot of money.
I mean, it's just the initial buy you really need, right? I mean, make it come out digitally first. Get all those sales.
Oh my god! We just dropped $20 bucks.
And we also don't know what console it's coming out on. We don't know if it's coming out on Steam. I believe Strive is having a simultaneous Steam release.
Where do you get that from, though? I have not heard that.
Strive?
Yeah.
The website.
I could have sworn they said that on their Twitter or something, yeah.
Yeah, like their website specifically says the game is coming out on Steam on April 9th.
Still no announcement on a beta for Steam for Guilty Gear.
Oh, Steam's left out in the cold, baby.
Well, it could be later. Probably, I think that would suggest no crossplay, which, as we get deeper into this discussion, there becomes this checklist of things that people want, but it's like, what's likely to happen? And, GGPO rollback seems to be something that is likely, but until we get that confirmation, it is. I forgot who said it. I think it was either Aru or somebody else on Twitter that it's like, I can't really fully enjoy these trailers until I know that it has rollback. You know.
Yeah, that was Aru and several other people.
That's a lot of
And
people.
that is a very good response reaction to this, because do you want to set yourself up for possible like letdown? Is that what's gonna happen? You're gonna get hyped, look at all the shit, man, this game is sick, and it comes out, let's say what, late this year or some shit.
Yeah.
It comes out, and then, oh hey, this online is bad. Oh shit, I worked myself up for nothing. Like, if it has bad online, people are gonna be even more upset because they're getting so hyped for this.
So
It needs to come out with rollback, good rollback.
So, good thing you made that distinction of good rollback. Because it's the other thing that we're worried about. It just keeps getting deeper. Not only are we waiting with bated breath the announcement of rollback, but obviously once we get that, now it's like, okay, confirm it's Code Mystics rollback. Because if it's not Code Mystics rollback and it's in-house rollback, I'm worried.
We're back in the woods.
Yeah, everybody should be worried.
I'm worried about Guilty Gear Strive rollback. It's one of those things that, for me, they have to prove the concept before I'm like fully invested. Simply because there's been a lot of questionable rollback implementations over the past few years. So the only proof of concept that I feel like we could go off of so far, at least that worked really well, is O2UM and Guilty Gear
Last Blade 2.
Last Blade 2. And Guilty Gear Accent Core plus R. So yeah, I mean, that doesn't necessarily translate directly over to modern games, you know?
It doesn't, but it's kind of it's like kind of comforting knowing that these companies already have these teams in a relationship, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like in SNK's case, they've obviously entered into some kind of like, you know, constant relationship with Code Mystics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like contracted out for a long period of time, but it seems like they enjoy using them for at least their older games. So it's comforting for fans and being like, think like, oh, Code Mystics could do the SNK net code, and everything's gonna be okay because it's gonna be awesome. And even Code Mystics will tell you like, yeah, we'll do it. Just tell us to do it, right? Like they're constantly on the fans saying like, yeah, let SNK know we want to do it. I don't know if that works, but
here's the thing though. Would it be true? Is this a true statement? SNK is not aware of the amount of clout that would come their way if they were to announce or confirm that Code Mystics has rollback. Are they aware of how big of an announcement that is if they are in fact using Code Mystics rollback?
I'll let Gibby answer this one.
I personally feel they're not completely aware of that exactly. I feel they know they have to put rollback in, and they know that they'll get the big pop if rollback's in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're completely aware that if it's not Code Mystics, it's not going to be the same pop.
Yeah.
It has to be Code Mystics. It cannot be in-house. It can most definitely not be the same online they've been using for Sam Show and every KOF game since 12. It has to be Code Mystics rollback.
It's weird because like I feel like they would have to be not. I don't want to insult them obviously, but I feel like it's kind of weird that they wouldn't know with all the goodwill they built up with these games how much that's tied to Code Mystics. You know, like it's almost like for them not to realize this is basically them being like, oh hey, our games are doing great, and they're patting themselves on the back and they say, here's your paycheck, Code Mystics, see you next time. Without any kind of actual accolade or acknowledgement of their role in that. And then just saying, oh yeah, we can do this ourselves. We don't need them. Like, what?
I think there's a perspective on this that the company could take, though.
Yeah.
For one, O2M, how much do you think it really netted them like money? You know, was it a fruitful endeavor money-wise? Do you think it was?
Well, now that it's on PlayStation 4, maybe. The Steam release of like it was just up. It was just patched. It's the same game. If you owned it, you got that rollback. Some people bought it, but the game has been going on sale every week since the rollback patch. And PS4 just came out yesterday, 2 days ago, or something like that. But that's that's probably gonna determine whether or not it gets the numbers.
Because that's the actual new release of the game, right?
Yes, that's the quote unquote latest release of the game.
Okay, well, let me phrase this question this way. Do you think it was a goal to make money off of this patch?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Okay. Now, compared to KOF 15, how much bigger of a role does making money play versus an O2UAM rollback netcode patch?
15 would be more of a moneymaker. They need that to make as much as they can because they're making new stages, new models, new everything. Whereas 2K2UM was an outsourced game to Code Mystics, and Code Mystics reworked that game from the ground up and then released it and then eventually put rollback in. This is their in-house dev team doing the whole thing. Hopefully not the online, but we'll see. They need to recoup whatever they can. On top of that, if they once they get a publisher, if the publisher, depending on the deal they have, they'd have to recoup that money as well.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is basically what I'm trying to lead us down to. In my opinion, the success or failure of the rollback patch for O2UM is a loss that they can take. If it's a loss, if they end up losing in that endeavor, right? It's not something they could do with KOF 15.
No.
So I think that definitely has an influence as to how they move forward with the presentation, how much money they spend on what to focus on. And I think that may lead them to do things like not have rollback or have in-house rollback. Stuff like that, I could see them not really doubling down on their past successes with the other games that they've done the network, the netcode update. As I could see how that would sway them. So I don't know. I just really want to make a point that it is a pretty different beast as far as a brand new release of KOF, and the stakes are pretty damn high. And you could take risks with old IPs, but with a brand new one, you need to make that money back.
Well, it's like I always say, they could, always buy Code Mystics.
Like you always say?
Dude, right? Right, Skibby? Wow.
I say this, I've got to pull up the tweet right now.
This dude, you know what it is? We'll say it in the Discord, and then he'll tweet it out.
Wow.
Dude, come on. You can't say you haven't done that before.
Hey, I'm the voice of the people.
Guys, the boys were talking, and we wanted to know.
The Goons needed the face. I am that face, you guys. Come on.
It's quite a face.
It is quite a face. By the way, that's not me in that coffee shop. I don't know why everybody keeps thinking it's me. I literally said in the tweet it's not me.
No, because you're backtracking. That's definitely you. I've seen that outfit before.
So we're gonna have to run that on Twitter as the trailer for this episode. See exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my god, dude! I disappointed so many people.
So okay, prayers out for this rollback. Gibby's put the poll out. Let it be heard. Do not shut up about this. We need that Code Mystics rollback, and it is what it is. SNK, we just gotta get that in, please. And then you would shatter expectations. That moniker would be legit. You can have that. I will give you that. You have shattered my expectation. You know why? Because what I expect right now, nothing. And I'm happy every week because I don't expect anything. So I think it's working for me.
I mean, I did not expect Joe this week, and I'm pretty ecstatic.
That's what I was going to say. Like, shatter all expectations. It's like, okay, so we're getting the leader of a team and then a whole team, and then we get Iori. Everyone's like, oh, sick. It's going to be Vice Mature. It might be Kyo Chizuru. It might be Kyo Shingo. Whatever, right? And it's like, oh, shit, it's Joe. My expectations haven't shattered.
Yep.
Like, that's it. Done.
Yeah, man.
Can't get them for false advertising.
KOF is looking great so far. Get that rollback in there. So that's to segue into the next part, so that we can expand the community, folks. Community. You know, we share stuff with other people, and KOF is one of those things we share with, right?
And we absolutely need rollback to do that.
Exactly. And I hate to break it to you, but in case you haven't heard this on Twitter, you're going to hear it from me now. And I'm going to tell you what. KOF is my game, dude. I don't want to hear about no Justin Wong playing my game. If he wants to play KOF, he could play CVS too. Okay? I don't want to hear any opinions.
Oh my God.
People genuinely say, oh, CVS2 is just a KOF game. I was like, what?
Oh my God. Yeah, for about like 10% of it, sure, like the character select.
So, amidst many hot topics, the topic of, I guess it's kind of started off with people doing KOF 13 trials. The topic of, I guess, the communication of how a game operates according to the general audience that views X game, right? And for this game, it's KOF, right? When a lot of outsiders who don't really play these games have opinions on it, it can upset people, especially if they get a fuckload of views. Doing something that you do and nobody really cares about, unfortunately. And a lot of that credit goes to the fact that, I mean, these guys are pretty big. You know, Justin Wong's a pretty popular guy. You know.
Justin Wong's pretty popular. Punk, pretty popular.
Punk's like quite possibly top 2 Street Fighter 5 player in the world.
Yes.
He's kind of popular.
It's kind of a big deal, right? And what's he doing? He's just like, you know, there's like, what?
He's failing these Ash combos.
Yeah, like, that's all he's doing is just failing at Ash and Athena combos.
That's not a knock against him. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I did all the King of Fighters 13 trials, and those things, I don't give two shits who you are. Those are genuinely difficult fucking combos.
Yeah.
You can be a seasoned King of Fighters player and struggle with them. You can be a new player and struggle with them. Everybody struggles with them. Even back when it came out, all of us players who got to test the game out beforehand, and those of us who played it in arcades beforehand, saw the combos. What the hell are these? What is this? How does it? And it took some people still haven't finished them. Some of the best people who've gotten top 32 at Evo every year they entered for King of Fighters 13 could not do those trials and still cannot do those trials.
I'm just gonna say there's probably people who have won Evo that probably haven't finished the trials.
Reynolds has not done these trials.
Nope.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm
gonna tell you why they haven't done those trials. Because they know it's not worth the time to learn how to do that. Because they're not as useful as other combos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and go on.
I was just gonna say, just to complete it is a pain in the ass. I don't want to mess up my muscle memory from all the other legit combos I learned. You know.
The issue lies with people using trial mode as a way to teach them combos. Like they think that's the standard. This is what you're supposed to do, and then you play off it from there. But unfortunately for King of Fighters 13, the devs are like, "Hey, fuck with everybody. Let's make them do shit they're never gonna do in a goddamn match."
They're like, "I'm about to end this man's whole career." Oh, dude. Although some of those Athena combos are kind of cool. I can't believe no one does this.
I think Yoshi did some of those.
I think that's the only way she gets damaged.
So I wanted to bring up because of that, right? A lot of discussions happen as far as, I guess, the perception of KOF, right? And a lot of the community wasn't happy with the perception that was being given due to these guys that I guess are not considered KOF players. Kind of, I guess, exaggerating certain things about the games, right? And some people had a lot of hot takes about it. And, 13, it has always been a hot button topic, but lately it's been getting a lot more attention. And this has been something that's come with the territory, right? And you throw in some really popular fighting game players and we're off to the races, But yeah,
I think I think it's important that you already included that it's always when 13 is discussed from outside of the community that it becomes an issue. You know?
No, I think when 13 is discussed in general,
Yeah.
it becomes an issue. 13 is a very polarizing game, as Abe has said a billion times. Within the community and like within the SNK community and people outside of the SNK community, everyone has an opinion on it. No one's really mixed on it. Everyone's either they love it, it's the greatest KOF, or this game is trash. It's not KOF. That's it.
I think the thing is that since that already exists, and then the community sees that game doing numbers with people who don't play KOF regularly, that it really drives that nail into them, that they're like, man, I really don't like this game. And it's getting more numbers than all of my favorite games. And it's by some dude that doesn't even play with us or isn't even technically part of the community. You know, which is, it's like, I think it's all good, man. It's only positive stuff can come out of that situation.
Generally, well, I see people getting mad that do play 13 and love 13, but they're just like, oh, well, as much as I hate to say this, it kind of feels like they're mad that no one's coming to their channel to watch them play 13 and instead going to watch Punk and Justin perform combo trials when they could be watching tournaments. It kind of reminds me of that South Park episode where, like, the boys become professional wrestlers, but there's like the Greco-Roman wrestler is like, that's not real wrestling.
Man, you know what I was thinking about? This made me think about that time when Drake started playing Fortnite or something with Ninja. And I was like, man, how many Fortnite players were like, man, I've been playing this game since forever. And, you know,
I've been playing this game for a fortnight. And Drake just starts right now.
And he gets all the views? Bro, I've been working on my Twitch channel for 4 years. And here's the thing. For us KOF people, right? I think at least for our group, I think we know kind of where we stand amongst the other streamers for other games and stuff. And there's a certain like ceiling that we hit, right? And we're very aware of it. But there's no way that I'm going to think that I would ever hit some numbers that Justin Wong hits, or let's just say, for example, Max decides to stream the game or whatever. Like, it's just, it has nothing to do with the game at that point. It has to do with them as people, them as entertainers, them as fighting game players, you know, and whatever opinion they have on this or that. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're really worried about how the game expands, and you don't want it to be interpreted a certain way, well, you know, all you can do is have yourself available and the information to accurately depict your game available for other people and be welcoming. That's the only thing you can do, man, because at the end of the day, you got eyes. It's up to you now, you know? And getting upset and mad and reactive on Twitter is not the way to try to flip some of these players. Even though that's not my goal, because I think that's a lot of wasted energy. I think you just create good content, you know, for me. But at the end of the day, if you're really just trying to grow and that's what you're worried about, I mean, just be ready to give them the right information, not some snarky ass comments talking about, well, fucking, I don't know, like, this guy's not even, he's a Capcom player, or this guy's a Tekken player, or whatever, you know, these people have opinions. It's like, because I just look at it this way. I would have been like, yeah, oh, Justin said it's the hardest. You know what, man? It may be, but it's also pretty damn cool, man. You might want to try these other KOF games. How about you try KOF 14? In my opinion, one of the easiest games to jump into. Now, you're worried about this 13, right? How about you start with that one? How about conversations like that, man? Or how about, hey, listen, my favorite game's 98. You know, a game where you get to press buttons and do damage, and at least you get a bunch of chances, right? You know, it's the medium, the happy medium, right? You feel like you could do something, cool characters do cool stuff, you know. And then when you feel like you can graduate from that, go ahead and play 13. Go ahead and play one of the other games, O2UM. Go ahead and play one of those. You know, those conversations should happen. But everybody gets so damn snarky and reactive on Twitter, man.
Well, that's because it's Twitter, dude. That's how we converse. And I had to tell them yesterday in my stream that, you know, there's opportunity in these situations. You know, Justin and Punk are out there, like you said, grinding, and they're having trouble. They're saying it's the hardest. And that's when it's our job as a community to be like, okay, let me lead you across the gap, you know?
Yeah.
Here's where I reach out and I try to help you out. Now, there's two ways this can go. One, they say, cool, thank you. This community is really helpful, and now I want to participate in it because they were very welcoming to me, and I want to play in tournaments. Or two, they're just like, nah, fam, I'm just, trying to get some content for my YouTube and stream. That's what it is, right? And then you weren't going to get shit from it anyway.
That is what it is, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're content creators.
Yes.
Like, this is a different realm, these aren't educators of the game.
Right. And yes, they are competitors, but at the same time, in this instance, they are content producers and they're doing their jobs, and it literally doesn't hurt anybody. If anything, it hurts their own reputation for being not good at execution.
Also, maybe this idea shouldn't be pumped up so high about non-KOF players shouldn't be speaking on certain things or whatever.
Which is whack.
Especially when it comes to Justin Wong, because you just made it look extra bad when he comes in and plays a game he supposedly doesn't play and then beats the entire community.
Well, I don't know where people got it in their head that Justin Wong didn't play KOF 13 because he's placed multiple times at majors.
Justin has played King of Fighters 13 since it came out on console.
And not only 13.
He used to play 98 in 2K2 at Chinatown Fair. He was a seasoned player. He may have played Marvel and everything else more, but he definitely played King of Fighters. And hey, guess what? He also got second place in the King of Fighters 98 tournament this past weekend.
Yeah.
On footsies alone.
He brought attention to a tournament that probably wouldn't have got that much attention. To a tournament, a community-run tournament. I think we need to take into consideration some of these remarks that we say on Twitter. If we really care. Here's the thing. I don't think everybody really cares. I think people are just trying to say shit off of their head or express themselves, which is like, hey, that's fine. But if you want to be taken seriously and you get mad because people don't listen to you, well, it's all in the communication. What do you want? What do you really want? Do you want the community to grow? Well, there's certain things that you can do. You need to really look honestly at what the community needs and how to move forward. And maybe think outside of whatever is your favorite game. Like if KOF 13 is doing great at the moment, and I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you guys, KOF 13 ain't going fucking nowhere. KOF 13 has been around for years, and people have said, oh, people don't support it or whatever. They found a way, and it's getting supported now.
Yep.
And it has a lot of clout. So much clout that these people that you don't even consider for a second to be KOF heads are trying trials and putting it as their content. Do you understand what that means? They are choosing to do KOF 13 as their content that makes them money.
That's an opportunity for us, man. All of us. It's frustrating that people have to be led to that is my problem. I'm not saying
Isn't it obvious though? Is the thing.
It is. It's why it's frustrating. It's obvious that like, hey, look what's happening here. Someone's finally paying attention to that thing you love.
That rabbit hole of KOF, man? This past month, it's been as big as it's gotten in a long time.
Oh, for sure.
And there's
happening at the perfect time.
So many great games to dig into. They just had O2UM rollback. Dude, if you're a veteran fighting game player, these games aren't so hard to learn. If you're brand new to fighting games, sure, but anybody brand new to fighting games is going to have a hard time with any fucking fighting game.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, it's like KOF has such a nice ebb and flow with difficulty and ease of play with probably what in modern releases 14, KOF 13, and then the classics like 98 UMFE, O2UM, which now O2UM has a console release. It's just there's such a perfect timing for a lot of things to pop off. And I feel like instead of people jumping on it, it's one of those things of like, I feel like my band's getting a little too popular right now. I'm only going to listen to the first album. Fuck that shit.
The real fans remember them before they got, big, right? Yeah, no, that's totally that energy surrounding it. And that's why you get people dropping those little, like, cryptic tweets saying there's more to KOF 13 than the combo trials. There's, why I wish these people would enter tournaments, Will these people be around in a month or two? Who cares if they aren't, man? Like, if they aren't able to sustain that amount of activity around the game, you weren't going to be able to make them do it anyway. You know? And I was telling people last night, I'm like, dude, the benefit here is that let's say no one actually jumps on 13 to play, right? Mm-hmm. But they've watched Punk do combo trials, and they've watched Justin do combo trials. They've even watched Justin compete in tournament, and they're like, you know what? I want more of that shit because that's cool. But Justin and Punk may be not doing tournaments next month. So where are they going to go? They're going to go to the people who are running tournaments for the game.
Yeah, dude.
That's how that works.
They're going to look for people that are actively doing stuff for a game. And if not, what's going to happen is a lot of these people I was in Justin's chat when he was doing the 98 tournament. I didn't get to see the 13 tournament from his perspective, unfortunately. But seeing what he did with 98 and seeing his chat, how much they loved the game, and how like they were eating up everything Justin was doing, a lot of them were like, "Oh man, I hope this is what this King of Fighters 15 gameplay is like. I can't wait."
Well,
like
shit.
What you do is if they don't play, like if the Justin's gonna play 15, 100% sure he's gonna play 15. Punk, I don't know yet. We'll see. But their viewership, they are more like if one streamer who's streaming to 1,000 people gets at least like 5 or 10 of them interested, that's worth it.
That's pretty big.
Like,
especially for our
they
team.
have more influence over people than we would. Hence, influencer. I hate the term, but that's what they are. They can play something, tell people, "Oh, hey, you should go play this. It's good." Good example: Maximilian streamed Mark of the Wolves to 10,000 people, and he was just gushing about, "Oh my God, Rock is the sickest fucking thing in the world," and I completely disagree with him. I think Rock's a goddamn dumpster fire. But I was like, yeah, this is sick. I saw people complaining, like, why? How dare? Like, why is he streaming this? He likes Street Fighter 4 or Killer Instinct. Like, what? He's like, he likes everything. He just likes video games. His whole slogan is "Yo, video games," right? And I saw plenty of people complaining that he's playing Mark of the Wolves. I'm like, you mean you don't like that he's possibly going to bring a bunch of new people to play this game? He's bringing new people. Like, he has so much reach that he can get his audience to play whatever the hell game he chooses. If he decides to try these KOF 13 trials, I want to watch. I don't care if he does well or fails. What matters is like, oh, hey, this game looks good. This series looks interesting. I want to give it a try. Where can I find? And then people hit him up. Yo, here's some resources. You go to twitter.com/MANCHEST, enter, follow, like, subscribe, done. That's it.
Yeah. But God forbid he doesn't link to you, the expert. And it's like, wow, he didn't even link to me. How's he supposed to know you? I don't know. But he's supposed to link.
I'm not going to lie. There's some people that be getting, there's kind of a pandemic of that becoming an issue, man. Like when people are talking about like, yo, you got that tech from so-and-so and didn't even reference him. It's almost like you're treating them like artists, you know? There's like, you didn't drop the artist name on the combo, bro.
How dare you take my combos? I created those.
That's my quarter pressure.
Don't get paid. These guys don't get paid if you don't drop their name.
I do down BB, run, down BB. That's my shit. How dare you?
But you know what it is? And I've been suspicious of this for a very long time. But I think what holds a lot of people back from doing these very obvious things is that they're afraid of looking like they're kissing ass. They're on the prowl for the suck. They're like, they don't want anyone talking behind their back, talking about, oh, so-and-so is over there kissing Maximilian's ass, trying to get some of that fucking clout monger, you know? And it's ridiculous. Who cares what they think? Who cares what anybody else thinks? You're doing this for your community or for whatever reason you're doing this for. Feel confident in that, man.
Dude, it's just people are looking for KOF for clout. Do you understand how fucking insane that is?
Yeah.
Exactly.
People are looking to KOF for clout. Your game is something that boosts people's numbers and content. There is an opportunity here for you to flip that. But nah, because we got to stay grinding. We can't make money. We don't like people being successful. You know, you can't charge for a tournament. I can't charge you to enter my tournament because I'm fucking poor, man. You mentioned bands
earlier. You mentioned bands earlier. And one of the big things about the music scene is like, people don't want their bands to get big or other bands to get big, because then it feels like, oh, we're selling out, we're becoming a part of a pop scene. And then like you got these posers in who don't know anything about the history of what we're doing here, and they act like they could just fit right in and become friends of mine and call me by my first name. It's like,
wait a minute, Rolling Stone is interviewing Boogerface? Oh my God, guys, it's over, dude. It's over.
Like, we used to know that guy. What happened? He was literally in our Discord last night talking to us about anime lewds,
He used to be so cool on OnlyFans, man. Gave us exclusive tracks. Now he's on Rolling Stones.
And I think that's the mentality that we're up against here, is where everybody feels like we have to keep, like you said, we have to keep the scene pure, got to keep it grimy, and keep it. And what it really means is we got to keep it so no one feels like they can talk shit about us behind our back because we're working with somebody that's bigger than the community.
Here's the thing, though. There's certain aspects of this I do understand, right? Going back to the fact of like, I really dislike how it pushes the wrong narrative about our game, and how somebody that isn't a part of our community or plays our games regularly creates this false narrative of a game being hard or a game being X way. I actually do understand that, but there's something way more important in this whole big picture here that overrides that, in my opinion, right? And that's really just the opportunity and attention that the game is getting.
Yes.
The fact that a game or a series that you support is now considered as something that people do for clout, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is something that people hope for, There's a lot of content creators out there, some of your favorites, guys that everybody listening that you think might be a little more on the underground side. You feel like they deserve a little bit more views. This might be the thing that gets them over. And even if it's not, it still gives them the opportunity to do better than they've done before, to maybe do something that they've always wanted to do before, like maybe commentate a game at an event and get paid for it. I don't know, dude. Like, people have been doing stuff for so long, and I do feel like the release of this game, this new KOF 15, it's gonna really pay back a lot of the community. And I think what it is it's hard to see other people who haven't been doing work in that game have such easy success in one night or a few streams or just one content that they created. But it's not, you can't look at it that way. It's them as people, as entertainers, that driving up those numbers.
Like, do you think 13 is giving Justin Wong 75K views in a week, or is it Justin Wong?
It's Justin Wong. I'm sure there's a little bit of a boost. Like, people are like, whoa, this game looks nice, and whatever. People might just stop by just to be like, wow, the game looks really cool. But ultimately, it's mostly his audience.
Yeah. It's entirely like something that he built. And I remember Barack Obama was telling us on Mount Palazzo Arcade, is like, you know what, I don't really do things for the trends. I do things for the community that I'm at. And that's something that, when I saw that tweet that we haven't mentioned yet, but we all know what we're talking about, when it said we need to lift up or prop up the community content creators, I'm like, that's exactly what he was talking about. Was we need to, what would be the proper term for it? Cultivate and compartmentalize the people who are already part of the KLF community, so that no one feels like they're really fighting for scraps here, because that's what this is supposed to be like. And I feel like we've kind of gone in this weird siloed, clicky direction. And so what happens when you get in that frame of mind is that when other guys do come in and start talking about the game that you like, and maybe you even see one of the other cliques interacting with them in a positive manner, you start thinking like, shit, they're about to freaking leave me in the dust, dude. I better discredit somebody in this bitch,
Yeah. Because you're speaking to a real one right here.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Right? Like, I don't mess with those guys, because like they just doing it for the cloud, and I've been doing it since 2013, and like, I place and stuff. I compete. If you want real tournament action, you want real top level play, you come here. You're 50% correct in that approach. Yeah. And the fact that, yes, you should be talking yourself up like that. It should definitely be always telling people like, this is what I offer and this is what I know I'm good at, right? But the other 50% where you have to just step on somebody's neck for the sake of that, that's where you went wrong, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's where everybody goes wrong.
And yeah, basically, so what I want to ask you guys is, where do we go from here? What is a good perspective to look at this situation for what it is and to help the community move forward? Because to me, I see two sides, right? I see people who actually care. And I know those people. I know who they are, right? But then I see people who are just irritated that people are speaking on something that maybe a game they don't like, or they just don't like their opinion. How do we come together on this, or at least trying to paint a better picture for people viewing what KOF players do and how they are interpreting this flame fest of whatever's going on Twitter?
I would pose to those people, like, what do you want out of this community and this game? You know, because I don't think anyone's ever been honest with themselves in regards to that. Like, I think people say, like, my friends play KOF, so I play KOF. I love KOF because it's a fun game to compete in. But no one's ever actually said what they want out of the community and how and whether or not its growth will improve that of what they want. You know, so. Yeah. I think that's an important questions for these guys who are having issues to ask themselves.
And I want to get final thoughts on this from Gibby, because he wrote a very lengthy post that I think brought up a lot of really good points and was really well worded. Because the post I was going to write was mad ignorant and I had to really think about what I was going to say. And I just ended up not saying anything. I was like, well, we'll talk about it on the podcast. And I really thought I had to think. But Gibby put up a really good post. So what are your final thoughts on this whole scenario that's happening, Gibby?
Before I get started, I also wrote something. I wrote 2.5 pages of horribly ignorant shit. And I was like, this is gonna be received horribly.
You just got your doctorate, dude. Don't ruin it for yourself.
Yeah. So it was one of those things that I was saying this back when King of Fighters 13 came out.
Yeah.
That we need to start working. Everyone needs to start working with each other, promoting each other, trying to basically just be an actual community. KOF has this whole thing ever since, what was it, 2012, 2013, that the KOF is a family or something like that. I've never seen that. Like, I've genuinely not seen that. I know people say it, but have people actually experienced it? Like, with how much different community, like one community can have so many different pocket communities because there's just infighting of some sort. And person A won't help person B, and so on and so forth. It just keeps going on that way. We have people that are making good content, but they get ignored. Like this, they're just overlooked. Or like, I see some people putting out really good content. They have like maybe 75, 100 followers, but they get hits on YouTube. They get hits on Discord. Like, we need to find a good way to actually prop a lot of these people up. Like, hey, everyone should go follow, like, let's say Aru. Aru, I feel, has one of the best minds in the community right now. Not necessarily for gameplay, but where his head is at. He puts up a lot of stuff that people should be doing in the community. He thinks his stuff out. They're well worded, and he's like you guys. He's good on the mic too. This guy could do it all.
And he's a through and through community member.
Yes,
you know, that is something you can't take away from Maru, and that's really important in this because he takes the time to be considerate about what he's saying. You know, because to me, he has probably a better understanding of the median of the KOF community than I do. I know he does for sure. I can't say that for myself, but he's in a lot of pockets to get a really good understanding. And I always appreciate his perspective on things because I feel like it's a little more informed, taking everybody into consideration than maybe something I have, you know?
Like, there are a lot of good people in the community that do good and get no shine. But then there are also a lot of people who aren't great or pretty shitty. And some of them get shine, some don't. like the ones that are doing good and the ones that are actually trying to push the community forward, those people need to be propped up.
Yes.
Like there's Monta from New York. He's been doing Lunarbout for 2-3 years now. He also runs weeklies every week. Very good. Like he's someone that should be like looked at. Him, Angela. There are so many people that we have. Like I'm going. I was planning on doing this. I was gonna just put up a single post dedicated to people in the community and what they do, why you should follow them, and I'm gonna rate them 1 to 10 on how nice their hair is. Just my hair is.
Oh, damn!
Hey, that's where the controversy's coming in, man.
Yeah.
No, I agree with all of that. Like, we're definitely at the point. Like I've been saying not all last year, but part of last year, that KOF in the community and the game is in the best position it's ever been in to be a success. It's got a strong foundation of players. The scene around it is definitely a lot more open to different opportunities than it was back in the old days. Because remember back in the 12, 13 days, it was just like, arcade tournaments and maybe Evo. Now we've got possibilities of esports tours and international travel on our hands. And I just think that it's time for the community to get real with itself, because this is the shot to be where like these other guys are at. If you don't like where these quote unquote Capcom guys are at, the only answer to that is to build up your own scene to be just as big, and this is our opportunity for that.
I'd rather set realistic goals. The King of Fighters community, specifically in the West, will never be as big and notable as those communities because it's not a Street Fighter.
But we can't just accept that, we still gotta try.
We do need to strive. We do need to Guilty Gear strive to become better, but we need to set realistic expectations. Not
totally.
we could be at just as big as them. Sure, over time possibly, but with 15, it's not instantly going to happen.
But this is how it starts.
Yes,
how you
started with 13.
How you get bigger or as big? You work together.
Yes.
You create the product. You don't wait for some other organization or other people to come and put shine on stuff. So when a Justin Wong, when a Punk, when whoever these people that are not from the community create this content that gets a lot of eyes, you are already there doing what you need to do and ready for those people to come and view your content, because that's exactly what's going to happen.
And I guarantee you, together, we're 100% more visible than we are apart.
Well, I mean, these past few months have just been so reaffirming to me, especially when it comes to 13. And it sucks that that's the game that divides everybody, because there's so much going for this game that is bringing its community along with it. It's getting a lot of attention. The stream numbers for the game are really good. Angela's tournaments have done really good numbers. The matches have been great. And, it's led us into bringing back a Neo Dojo special for some exhibitions to get some really great players that I'm sure people are going to want to watch. So, you have to create the platform. And when things like a new game gets released or a new O2UM patch comes out, I mean, another great example is like Desmond, man. Desmond's played a lot of these games that are getting these rollback netcode updates, right? He's ready. He doesn't have to get ready. He's already doing it, because he supports the games that he loves. And that's the things that I like to see in these community, whatever game that it is, man. It could be SNK Heroines, it could be Mark of the Wolves or 14, whatever that game is. You need to not be so concerned about other people's opinions that don't matter. That's one, right? That have no validity in your community. And two, worried about propping up your community and what you're doing with your content should be first and foremost. That's the only way we get into a net positive outcome in this whole situation. Because at the end of the day, these people are looking to work with somebody, man. How do you even think any of us even got here? I only got to commentate Evo Top 8 just cause. you know? Or was it the fact that I was just willing to support my community and I was at the right place at the right time when an opportunity arose, already ready to take advantage of that opportunity?
Exactly.
You know? And that's how you make the most of it. Or we could just complain and just get mad anytime they mention a game that's not your favorite game. And that if somebody says a game that's not your favorite game is the best game of all time and you just lose your shit and you turn into that meme of that white kid in class with the vein popping out on his forehead, you know? Anytime somebody brings up 13, how it's amazing, or 02 or whatever, man, whatever people's got beef with. There's more important things, man. The content you create, the people you support, man. Enter their tournaments, host them, you know, share content, share ideas. We may not be that big, but man, is there opportunity for growth.
There is.
And I mean, I'll put a pin in that.
Like you said, we're living proof of that stuff, man. Come on.
Exactly, man. And I'll put a pin in that with that thought because, you know, I do want us to be more positive and more inclusive and, you know, a lot more considerate. And I promise you guys, man, if one of the KOFs is blowing up, we're all winning. The whole community's winning. You know, I don't love O2UM, but damn did it get some clout for some time. And I'm so happy for that community. And I'm so happy for the KOF series. You know, whenever 11 happens to come out, if it does, I'm going to be so psyched for that to happen. You know, because that's a whole nother community of people that finally get what they deserve. You know, a good port with good netcode. 98 UMFE. Guys, I'm going to become non-existent. That is going to be my game. I love that game. And I can't wait for that time. Right, Gibby? You're on board with that, right?
Oh, yeah. Like, so, Abe, you've known me since you got in the King of Fighters.
Yeah.
You know I didn't like 13. Mm-hmm. What did I do with 13?
You trashed it?
What? I mean, behind the scenes, sure, but like publicly, yeah, I supported the game like to the fullest. Because what am I going to do? Tell people, oh, don't play this, go play 98. Sure, if you want to play 98, do that. If you want to play 2K2, do that. You can still play all those old games. You can play whatever game you want, but don't drag the current, like the new game that's going to be the entry game for all these people. All these new people who've never touched King of Fighters, they're going to get into 15 when it comes out. And it's like, oh, this game is good. Or it doesn't fit what I'm looking for. And then someone can be like, hey, there's King of Fighters 13. Hey, there's 11. Hey, there's so many to choose from. That's what you need to do. You don't like, yeah, I don't like 13 much. I don't like 2K2 much, but I'm going to be there to be like, hey, go play this one. Hey, go play that one. I may tell people stay away from NeoWave, but you know, that's NeoWave.
The crazy thing is too, is like you who don't like X game 13, O2M, whatever, you for sure have friends in the community that love that game, that want it to succeed. But people just feel like I need to express this opinion right at this moment and not really take into consideration as to how it makes my own friends feel and how it affects their successes. Because
that's what happens, man, when you're just thinking about trying to keep the punk scene alive.
Yeah,
punk keeping the scene alive. Is that what you just said?
Basically, yeah.
Nice. Keep the KOF scene alive by doing those Ash combos. I saw you shut off the stream when you saw that multi-line combo. I don't blame you. Keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just want to go into like shouting out some of these events that have been happening. I mean, for one, me personally, I give a lot of credit to Angela Pickles and Andy OCR for helping resurrect KOF 13.
Definitely.
Because I don't know if you guys were doing some shit on the DL, but I did not know prior to this of anybody doing the type of stuff that they were doing with Parsec and Cloud Server. As far as in the context of 13. And since that happened, it spread like wildfire on top of the Sam Show stuff that they were doing. And it's given people the opportunity to play the game that they love to play. And it's given us the opportunity to also create our own event, right? But before that, like I said, I really want to give mention to these people that are supporting this. Like Angela Pickles doing She's doing a tournament. When's her tournament?
March 6th.
And that is a North American tournament. Majority of North America is invited, as well as Mexico and believe Canada. So that's gonna happen. I don't know the date for. Is it still called Lunar Bout?
So Lunar Bout was roughly this time last year.
Yeah.
Monta still does online tournaments, but I don't know if they're called Lunar Bout.
Well, Lunar Bout, Monta and Lunar Bout have been doing great stuff so far, and I believe they're gonna team up with Marco as well to do a Bodega Classic featuring KOF 13, and that would also be a North American tournament.
Bodega Classic is what is it? It's Marco Polo, it's Violent Kane,
Vicio,
Tanya, Vicio. I think the arcade
Crazy
Rebel guys may be
Salvi.
helping as well.
He's mentioned him before.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, these things wouldn't exist, and the numbers don't lie. Nobody bigger is supporting this. You know, nobody has yet to host that tournament, and the only thing even close to that's gonna get a big boost is when they run Bodega Classic off of NYC Furby's channel. That'll be the first time it'll get really, really, really big eyes as far as what the community is creating. But even then, you see at the numbers that's getting pulled in of 200 plus, almost 300 for this game, and it's bananas, dude. Like it's not like this is a major or anything. You know, there's been bigger events that happen that kind of come close to those types of numbers, and this is like low tech as it gets. But yeah, man, I want to give shout outs to all those people that have really flipped this opportunity into something really positive, and I don't expect this to change, and at least continue until 15 comes out, or we get that 98 UMFE, or we get
11.
11
Neo Geo Battle Coliseum on Steam.
Yes,
Come on, let's go.
That's yes, Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. Whenever those things end up happening, I'm sure the ball's going to keep rolling with 13. And in saying that, we're going to get into the promo part of this podcast where we promote our own event, Neo Dojo Special, presented by Game Goons, baby.
Because we had to get in on it, right? We couldn't just like let everybody else have the fun with 13. I mean,
we need to cash in on that KOF clout. That's what
exactly right. I feel kind. I'll be honest, guys. Though I feel kind of uncomfortable because it's been a while since we've really cashed in on that clout, even though we kind of originated it, back, in 2010. But at the same time, I'm ready. I've been practicing. My Joe combos are back, and I think I'm ready to play, guys. So when am I fighting?
I'm sorry, Hellpockets, you're not in this one.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is like my game.
Wow. That's really weird, dude, because I don't think it is.
What?
Yeah,
dude,
you're a 14 player.
I've got a whole trailer
Nelson's
dedicated to me. All right, you got a good point there. Nelson is not in this. I'm not very comfortable.
And neither are you. You will be commentating though.
All right, well I'll take that. That's fine.
Oh, you get to do the talkies?
I can do the talkies. I've at least kept sharp in that aspect.
So Neo Dojo Special is an exhibition event. We've run it before with Samurai Showdown, and it was sick as fuck.
That shit was tight.
Yeah. Andy OCR versus Kizzy K, another person that has been doing a lot of stuff with 13 lately and entered one of Angela Pickle's tournaments and actually did pretty well.
Yeah, he did really. He's been picking up the game pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting scary, man. It's getting comfortable.
So yes, this is an exhibition event. We have So on the main card, right? You know what? Scratch that. We'll get to
we start from bottom. All right. I'm sorry, Abe. We start from bottom. First match.
You're right.
MetaAbe. That's you.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the laziest Freddy.
Wait.
Five. What?
You mean to tell me that a commentator is on the bill?
Yeah.
I was going to say that's kind of a conflict of interest.
One commentator is on the bill. But it's not Hellpockets.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not taking it personally.
I just want to throw that OS out there of you better not let the commentator win, man.
Well, hold on, Abe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't Lazy Freddy whoop your ass in like losers finals of a tournament not too long ago?
That is quite an interesting choice of words, my friend.
Didn't he take that money from you that you could have made
Hey, listen, I didn't know it was going to be that much money. Honestly, I was just there to have fun because this is my game and I play for fun. But when I found out, hold on. When I found out how much money I gave up, I was fucking pissed. I was like, wait a minute. I forgot how much I got. I think I got like $50.
That was $50.
Yeah.
So I put in $50 to that match, Reno. You won $50. I paid you to lose. That's what happened.
So when I played that match, when I played that match, I was like, I'm gonna try to win this my way, reminiscent of somebody else in this bracket. I was like, I'm gonna try to win my way. Let me win this with Andy, Robert, and I don't even know who the hell the other character was. Psyche, maybe.
Maybe Psyche.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, I'm trying to have fun, right? And then I got there and I was like, geez, Freddie, that was fun. And then I saw the payout. I got $50 and Freddie got something upwards of $150. And I was like, dude,
I could have used that $150.
What the hell? 3 times the amount of money I got. So anyway, safe to say I was not happy. And I put myself on the bill versus Freddie because I want that revenge, bro.
And this is going to be a first to 5 show opener.
That's right. First.
So you got the first block, and we could do that. We could tell people that Hellpockets, you're not commentating his match.
I'm not commentating his match.
It's bullshit, dude.
Abe,
it's fine.
You're not going to play and commentate at the same time.
No,
that's
also bullshit. Yeah, okay.
we got the Young Bucks coming in to commentate. We got Rome himself and Aru commentating this match.
2 very strong commentators that have been commentating damn near everything possible for the past like 3-4 months. And impressive talents in their own right. Aru, a top 8 Evo commentator.
Wonderful person to work with.
Something he shares in common with the 3 of us.
Oh, we're so awesome.
Oh, sorry. You guys can't see it through this here voice, but I'm flexing so hard right now. Can you hear?
Take it easy on your arm, man. Remember,
I'm flexing the left arm, not the right one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, you're not flexing the chest?
It's always flexing.
Oh, it stays hard. Stay hard.
Same with me, man. Yeah,
Speaking of staying hard, this lineup goes hard as shit.
So we have Rome commentating and Aru, and I mean, that's pretty well rounded out, man. Myself, Hellpockets, Rome, Aru. Couldn't ask
we got Gibby on the 1s and 2s.
Gibby producing one of the best roles he plays ever. You guys realize all those amazing Mount Palsu Arcade episodes were produced by this man.
Hi, that's me.
Gibby, yeah. Master producer. Master producer. Gibby.
Doctor Master Producer.
Yes, I was going to say this guy's
producer.
Officially Dr. S&K.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And then next on the fight card, we have Mr. KOF versus KCO Lapis. Honestly, so Mr. KOF just entered the last Angelo Pickles tournament. And, we're going to do another official Neo Dojo live podcast talking about the entire event. But just to give a preview of a preview, I'm thinking Mr. KOF's not going to do too hot against KCO Lapis. I'm just saying.
Is that just based on a hunch or
man, I don't know, man. If he's
we can go into detail at a later date, obviously.
If he's friends with Reynolds, who
they're training buddies, man. More than friends. They're over there sharing the sandbag.
How does this work exactly? One guy gets 3-0 and another guy does okay for not playing for a while, but
I wonder if they're like watching each other just blow it.
No, they're both boys because they both lost to Matador back to back.
Damn.
That is also something I wanted to note. Shout outs to Matador. You are definitely going to get featured in another one of these in the future, man. He accomplished something pretty great in that tournament, beating both of them in tournament and getting second. But that is for a later date, Matador. You will get your turn. But right now, we're worried about this matchup, Mr. KOF versus KCO Lapis. Has KCO Lapis, a.k.a. KCO Pedro, has he faded in skill, my friends?
I can't tell.
So
very honest, thank you. This is not your game.
When Angelo started doing these lobbies again, and he jumped back in, you could see a little rust. Okay, he also still plays with his boys out there, the KCO heads, and there's some rust, right? This man, after 2 or 3 weeks, scariest EOD in the country. Yeah, I agree. Hands down, like. His EOD, if he touches you, shit! Look at you! You going for a ride? You getting looped? Yeah.
Did he just whip that out like randomly after not doing it for 2 tournaments?
I'm sure he practiced, but yeah, he definitely started flexing that best EOD in the country, or as far as we've seen recently.
The current active players that we have, in the current tournament scene, it's him.
You know, he also reminds you that you need to play top tier in this game. Because, let me say, I tried playing Andy against that Iori. Woo! That's tough.
A little bit of trouble, huh?
Yeah.
You know who does everything Andy does, but better? Mr. Karate.
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't even need a fireball, bro.
But this match is also going to be a first to 5. With Mr. KOF, he wasn't terribly active during the King of Fighters 14 days. Busy with work. He was still playing, but he wasn't as prominent as he was back in KOF 13. And back in 2K2 11, he was easily one of the best KOF 11 players in the world. Easily, there's no debating that. And now he's playing KOF 13 on Parsec with Lapis.
And he's lost, bro. I'm sorry. This is like what's it called? Blast from the Past? What's that movie with Brendan Fraser? Is it called
Blast from the Past?
Yeah. Yes, this dude is like, what is Parsec? What is a cloud?
Are you talking about Encino Man?
I mean, that's in a more extreme situation, but sure.
No, I'm Encino Man. He's Blast from the Past, okay?
I don't know. Watching him play last week was definitely sort of an Encino Man moment.
Well, here's the thing. He didn't look too bad. You know, you could still see the Mr. KOF of old in there somewhere, right? And I'm hoping that experience is what's going to push him to really show out at the event, because he could get embarrassed. There is a good chance that he can get embarrassed.
Man, you're right. I just thought about it. I could have got embarrassed. I'm glad I'm not playing shit.
Yeah, I know, dude. Me versus you? Wash.
Forget about it. Well, now we'll never know.
So yeah, that to me is a really exciting matchup, but the last tournament is painting a story that is definitely in KCO Lapis's favor. So now on to the next match. It is going to be Reynolds versus Juicebox.
And this is going to round out our whole card. This is our main event.
And what are we playing up to, Gibby, in this main event?
This is a first to 7.
And I've got a little bit of a personal investment on this because I'm going to hold myself accountable for it because I said it on stream. But I did say I was going to throw $100 into the pot for Reynolds v. Juicebox. So I wanted this to happen so badly. We made it happen. Thanks a lot, guys. And I'm going to keep my word.
I totally forgot about that, but thanks for reminding me.
I never got a chance to. You guys are the ones that keep reminding me of it. Shit.
You're right. I just forgot about it. I wouldn't have remembered. I'll just be honest. Good one.
I never forgot.
But you didn't bring it up, man.
Oh, my God. I don't even have $100. I'm unemployed over here, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Anyways, little preview of this story. Reynolds just got 3-0'd in winners against Juicebox, and he's lost every tournament that he's played him against to him.
So you need to rephrase it really quick. He got 3-0'd.
Yeah.
It was not a close 3-0.
No, it wasn't.
It was a wash.
Yeah. And he lost to Matador too. He's just falling off the totem pole of KOF players. And we get a similar storyline with Mr. KOF of like, he better get his shit together, man, because he could get embarrassed in an exhibition. In my opinion, this probably means more than a tournament because it's going to show the player's ability to truly adapt in a longer set. And that may be the only thing, in my opinion, that is in question for Juicebox. Can he make it last in a long set? And everything's pointing to a resounding yes. If you've seen Ancient Aliens and you ask Ancient Astronauts, it's like, do you think Juicebox would take this? It would be a resounding yes.
So I wanted to point out, so you said Reynolds could get embarrassed?
Yeah.
Right? I don't think he can get embarrassed with how good Juice has been playing and how much time he's been putting into the game. Juice is doing really well. He entered 3 King of Fighters 13 tournaments in the past month and a half. How many of them did he win? 3?
All of them?
3. This man is 3 for 3 in these events. And he's beaten Reynolds in 2 of them.
Here's the thing, though, Gibby. People still aren't convinced. And I'm not saying this doesn't speak for me. I'm convinced that Juicebox is the better player right now. Mm-hmm. But some people aren't convinced that Reynolds has put on his best show. And in my opinion, if he gets waxed in this event, it will be embarrassing. Not by our standards. Not by our standards, because we know Juice is a great player, and it's something that he can be dominant in this match. Right? But the expectations of Reynolds, despite him losing over and over again, has been like, he's just going to show up one of these times and just fucking kick ass. It hasn't happened. Is this going to be the event where it happens? Because after this, what do you do? You just got to dethrone yourself at this point. You know, people are going to have to accept that if Juicebox takes this, I mean, what more does this man have to do? He's already done so great for himself.
This is the last chance he's got, man. This is literally it. This is something where, really, I would have preferred that this happened before the second tournament, but the second tournament's really just putting the exclamation point on this. You know, like Juice has only managed to improve beyond what we saw from him in the first time. Reynolds kind of looks to be in the same place.
Yeah. He's been practicing a little bit more, man. Mm-hmm. I know you've been the homie on Discord, and I've seen that KOF 13 light up a few times in the past week, which is something I haven't seen before.
I mean, I would hope he would take it that seriously, because this is not just for funsies. There's money. There's my money on the line here.
Yeah, you're right, man.
I'm not trying to see some sandbagging. Trying to see blood and guts.
And the thing is, man, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of eyes on this. I'm pretty confident, despite going up against Capcom Cup.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. Damn.
Who cares? We're playing our game, man. Ain't got nothing to worry about that.
Don't have to worry about no time for a Capcom Cup, man. Like, we already got the real damn. We got Robert Garcia.
So, Gibby, are we going to confirm the time here, or is that something we're still in discussion?
Yes. So we're gonna start up 3 p.m. Pacific on February 20th. It's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be long.
You better tell that to Reynolds, because he was saying some wild shit the other day. He was like, you know what he said? This is an exclusive, folks. I hope he gets waxed by a Juicebox, to be honest. This is what he said. He said, so I'm going to have the first match, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have the first match of this event. Yeah, because I got stuff to do. He's half joking, but he's half joking. No, but I feel like he's kind of serious at the same time. And I was like, are you dumb? Why would we do that? No.
Oh, no. I don't like this.
I know, like, you're throwing a monkey wrench in here. Like,
so that
you tell him he's the main event. No, there's no room for budging on that.
So that 3 p.m. may still be tentative, folks. Maybe we might bump that up an hour just to make sure we get that main card in nice and solid.
Why the hell would the main card go first?
No, we're not doing the main card first.
This is why he's gonna lose, man. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, bro. He's thinking level 6 Yomi, which nobody's there. He's there
trying
by
to-
himself.
He's trying to pull that Miyamoto Musashi shit where he's just all like, "Oh, I'm gonna set a time and then show up late and piss off my opponent."
Yeah, well, that's the more or less announcement of what's going on with Neo Dojo Special. But the other announcement is live podcast on Thursday, featuring the goons that are here today. And one of our commentators that's confirmed so far, Aru, will also be there, just waiting on Rome for a confirmation. And we will do a full-blown breakdown from all of us as to what we expect, who we think is going to win, and all that stuff. Basically, a more in-depth of what we just talked about, and get to include some voices and opinions from Rome and Aru, which I'm pretty sure would be a little different than the way that we see it. So I'm really excited about that. And the last thing to announce is that there has been a matcherino created for this event. And I'm pretty damn excited to try to support the community. And this is something we've all talked about with Gibby, talked about with you, is that we really want to support everybody involved, and that's what the goal of this match arena is. It's not just for the players, but it's for the commentators, for the people that are helping us produce. Also, like to shout out to Angela Pickles and Andy OCR. They're going to be helping us as well with the event to bring the most efficient event we could possibly run using Parsec plus Cloud. So that's the goal. And, I hope that we can do pretty well with that. And I feel like we will,
Mm-hmm.
Right, Gibby? We got to support our peoples, man.
Yep. Like, I would like to get them as much as we can get them.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to be taken care of, whether it's by us, whether it's with the help of the community. I want everybody to help each other, and I'm sure we could do it.
Yep.
Because I sure should plan on paying everybody out of pocket, and we'll see where this match Reno gets us.
I've already said everything I'm gonna say. Let's just get it done, guys.
Well, the last thing I'll say is, and I'm pretty sure all you guys can agree, pretty much 100% of all the money we've ever made with Game Goons has gone back into the community in some way, shape, or form.
Yes,
Yeah, we need to start pocketing some of that
full,
shit, man.
full disclosure, we have actually not spent a penny on anything personal. If it's something that was for us, like me, for instance, I used some of the money for travel funds to get to Super Arcade to run Neo Dojo every month.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I wouldn't do it all the time. I just do it some of the time. We've used money to
Goon Suite.
we use money to do suites. We use money to fly players out places. Used our own money to pay out players for events. All the money that we get from donations, from subs, from YouTube,
From
from
t-shirt
anything.
sales.
T-shirt sales as well. When are we getting more T-shirts? Hey, what the hell,
man.
What the hell?
Breaking news. Neo
Neo
Dojo Special, this new version that we have up here in our advertisement, will have an exclusive t-shirt available this Thursday.
Oh, snap. What? Really?
Yes. It will be a black shirt with this exact red outline on the Game Goons Teespring. There's already another Neo Dojo, but it's for the last one that we did. So, exclusive black color.
Excellent.
Again, all the money has gone to support the community and create events like this. If we felt like we couldn't pay everybody out and take care of everybody, this is not something that we could do. But obviously, it's through the support of you guys. And I think everybody's been doing a great job at supporting these events with their matcherinos. And, this is something that we want to give back to entertain you guys and doing something that we love and you guys appreciate, and also allowing these people to not waste their time and to get compensated for it. Because I feel like, we feel like the talent here is at such a high level that they should be compensated, if at all possible. And it's definitely something that we could help happen. Right, folks?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've come to the end of this podcast. It's been great. Really good opinions, good topics. A lot of hope in the future for KOF community and video games in general, fighting games. A lot of great releases and all that. But I want to leave this last minute or two to let you guys speak on, like, I don't know. I know, Gibby, you've been up to stuff. Hellpockets, you've been creating content. I guess I'll start off with Hellpockets. Chris.
Yes.
You just put up a video with your analysis of Joe Higashi, right?
Our analysis, man.
And, well, yeah. Conducted by Hellpockets.
Okay.
You've been doing a lot of streams. You've been doing that. Is that something we can expect in the future till release, possibly? Some more East streams? Are you done? What's going on with you, man?
I mean, so the interesting thing here was that when they started releasing the KOF 15 character trailers, I was doing my best to break them down and like disseminate information on Twitter via Twitter videos surrounding the trailers. And as short as these trailers are, yeah, it was a little difficult to do. And so I got it in my head, instead of trying to get blood from a stone, let's just, analyze it as it's happening live. Let's react to it a little bit. As loath as I am to admit that, I am doing a reaction video. I am doing a reaction video and an analysis video.
Yeah.
I think it's been going pretty well. We did one for Iori and we did one for Joe, and the Joe one finally went up on YouTube. So, I think this might become a trend. So definitely expect every Wednesday at 6 p.m. if the character trailers are dropping, to have me have a live analysis of it. And Abe, if you're around, I invite you and Gibby to join me.
Oh, what a pleasure! Of course I would.
Yeah, and of course you can also catch me on Tuesdays and maybe Thursday. We've been kind of busy on Thursday, so I might have to switch up my second day of streaming. But you can always catch me on Tuesdays from 6 to 10, and I'm just streaming variety games right now, working on East 9.
Awesome, man.
So, yeah.
And you got a PS5.
And I got a PS5.
Yeah, he's got a PS5.
And I got a PS5.
He keeps rubbing it in.
And I got freaking Ratchet and Clank got a release date. So what is it, July? I'm finally gonna get a PS5 game, guys.
I'm so mad, bro. I need one bad, dude.
I just wonder when God of War comes out. I need it before God of War comes out.
What about Resident Evil, bro?
I can wait, or maybe if it's VR and I get to have the VR experience, I'll probably do that and stream it. Does PS5 have VR?
I don't know yet. It should. I think it's a backwards compatible type thing, though. I don't know if it's its own thing. Well, what have you been up to, Gibby? What's your future looking like with Game Goons content and whatever else you're up to?
I have been streaming Cyber Shadow. I beat Cyber Shadow. I'm gonna go back to streaming probably some more variety of retro games or new games that are done in retro style.
Yeah.
I will very likely be doing a little donation stream for myself to help me get a Mister to help.
Oh, baby, yes, we need
stream some of these games.
Our fellow goon to get that.
Outside of that, I've been helping out with various tournaments around the universe. Main one being a weekly Tekken tournament on Wednesdays, which is why I can never stream on Wednesdays, unfortunately. We run it on Rip's channel, Level Up Your Games, called ICFC. It's open to the entirety of North America. So, is it North? No, it's Mexico, Canada, U.S. Sorry, I don't know if that's the entirety of North America. I don't know geography. But I've been waiting on Hellpockets to enter. 725 enters it.
I'm a little busy, It's been trying to clean up the house. Like, fiance just moved in, so we're trying to get everything in order. It's kind of not really a good time to be entering online tournaments,
Staring at my PS5 that I don't play. It's life's hard.
This PS5 is bigger than my child. That's why I don't like it.
I bench press it.
I'm just doing things in the back end for a lot of events, which I've been doing for years. But now, since everything is shifted to online, I'm trying to help some of the SNK people with their events. We're trying to help them improve stuff, and hopefully with what we do with the Neo Dojo special, and some of the upcoming events that I'm helping people out with, it can help them run a better quality production. I know not everybody's about that, but I like that. I like it to be nice, and I would like for us to have that.
Hey,
for everybody.
Are we doing one of those things we used to do for the community? Speaking of doing community things
we used to do, Goon Suites?
No, unfortunately.
Man, don't make me sad, dude.
Don't get sanctioned anymore, bro. The committee has to say no to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Damn it.
Are we not allowed to talk about it, or are we just gonna keep it under wraps? So you can just mention it real quick if you want to. If not, it's cool. You have any idea what I'm talking about?
He probably doesn't, bro.
I generally don't.
What do we do for the community, man? What
like
is
videos?
A service we provide? You were kind of on the tip of it. You know, you want people to
the boot camps.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have a lockdown date on it yet. It's either going to be March 4th or March 11th. Mm-hmm. It's one of those two dates, but it's going to be a Samurai Showdown boot camp. We're going to be doing it together with Angela Pickles and NDOCR, so we can help get some Samurai Showdown commentators a bit more familiar and acquainted with some things. Try to help them improve what they already have, because a lot of them are good, but we want to make them better than they currently are. Which is not a knock against them. It's just everyone can improve.
Also, to possibly create some reels and possibly get some jobs. You know.
Yes. So reels are very important, and I want all of our players to have reels, because when an event like, say, Combo Breaker, Evo, or CEO rolls around, they ask you for a reel. And a lot of the commentators who just do like weeklies are just like, oh, reel, what is that? You'll have one. You can do like 20 match. I don't know how many matches we're going to do, but we'll get with Angela Pickles and finalize the players. Or she already has all the players and the commentators ready. We just need to finalize the date. And it's one of those two, 4th or the 11th of March.
Sounds good, man. I almost just threw up.
Same.
Dude.
Too much work, dude.
No. Fuck. I was having a mixed tequila drink.
Too much tequila.
And it shot back up my throat as you were talking, and I almost barfed on my table.
No.
Anyways.
Not like this.
Hey, everybody, welcome to which podcast? Is this the MetaAbe podcast? Is this Neo? Is this the podcast. Fatal Showdown? What are we doing?
Oh,
MetaAbe
God.
is dead now, man.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome to Chess Pockets.
Don't die.
Don't starve. Great game. Okay, guys. We're gonna close it out. Thank you guys for joining me. Awesome podcast. Thank you guys. Everybody else, you guys have a good night. Look forward to all the stuff we're gonna be doing. Game Goons for life. This has been the MetaAbe podcast, and thank you guys for listening. Have a good one.
Peace.